Today we're going to take a look at what is in a modern MRE. This one's menu 22 Asian style beef strips and vegetables. I just broke the seal on it part way. Take a little look and see what we got here. You know, these little things, provided they've not been punctured, these are excellent for carrying water in. I've used them more than a handful of times to scoop water out of a creek or whatever and carry them. So they are watertight. You can also cram any items you want in there and roll it down and use something like this just the way you would a dry bag. Roll it down tight, fold over the flap, tie it up with cordage, and you've essentially got a dry bag. It's going to keep things from getting wet. So I like those. They do come in handy. It's also different. I mean, in some ways. This is our main course. Asian beef strips with vegetables. This is something I really wasn't expecting to see when I tore into an MRE. Nutrition information and all the different vitamins, everything that's in everything in here apparently. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's probably backwards. I don't know a lot of GIs sitting around reading that kind of stuff. Oh, now see this. This I like. This is mango peach applesauce. Ready to eat. The last one I opened was a vegetarian MRE. It was cheese tortellini. And it came with a package of chocolate pudding. But it was powdered. You had to mix it in a canteen cup. You had to take your water and let it sit for at least half an hour. They were assuming that you were sterilizing water or cleaning water with iodine tablets or whatever to make it usable. Then you had to mix the pudding up in a canteen cup. But I like stuff like this that's in a container, a small notch. You just rip that off, suck it down. I like that a whole lot better than something I have to prepare. So we've got Asian beef strips with vegetables as our main course, and mango peach applesauce. I don't know how good that would be. Patriotic sugar cookies. I wonder if they're red, white, and blue. That's kind of different. It's kind of interesting. Chunky peanut butter. Peanut butter usually always comes with something with an MRE. It's quick energy. But the last one that I opened that was the vegetarian MRE, it was more like Nutella. It was a chocolate peanut butter kind of mix. Not really Nutella because Nutella is hazelnut, but you know, it was different. It was okay. And I used it on the crackers that came in that MRE. This is what I was telling you about. Milk chocolate cocoa beverage powder. But this is an entirely different shape package than what I had last time. This is hot cocoa, actually. Mine was pudding. Yeah, so we got a little hot cocoa. That's not too bad. You make it right here in the bag. Yeah, allow water that is just chemically purified to stand 30 minutes before adding to powder. Okay, we can do that. What do we have here? I have no idea what this is. It's a wheat snack bread. So something like a flatbread, I guess. Oh, blackberry jam. That's interesting. All right, blackberry jam. We can go with that. I'm gonna go ahead and open this little packet and see what we got in here. course, they give you a spoon, and you have your heater. All these, although these are a little bit different than what we had, but most generally, I don't use them. I don't know anybody that does. My last rotation at NTC, Fort Irwin, California, would have been 1997, early 1998. I was at NTC for 36 days. They had trash cans, galvanized steel trash cans with 50-gallon drum liners in them. And anything that you didn't use that come out of your MRE, this is all recycled. You trade it to somebody if nobody wants it, nothing gets thrown away. All of this unused goes to a recycling center, gets put in bins. Every bit of this unopened gets shipped right back to the manufacturer, and they repackage it into a new MRE, and they send it back out again. So sometimes by the time you get this package of patriotic sugar cookies, it's already been out 2-3 times, maybe more, before you finally decide you're going to be the one to open it and to eat it. They don't waste anything. Okay, back to our little package here. I got stuck with a lot of vegetarian MREs my last rotation out of NTC, and they weren't so bad. But I tell you what, the other day, night before last night, I ate the cheese tortellini in tomato sauce. And you know, they say there's a danger in freezing MREs because freezing them can compromise these seals and cause them to split, because this stuff will swell with ice crystals, and you can have leakage. You can have an open product that goes bad, and you're not going to know that until you open this. But with the cheese tortellini, you can definitely tell when one has been frozen, because the taste is just really off. The pasta is very gritty and grainy, and you can't eat it cold or hot and have it taste good. And myself, like I said a little while ago, I don't use the heaters. Maybe twice in my entire time I was in the United States Army did I ever heat up an MRE. You generally don't have the time. You just tear this thing open right across here, split it all the way across, grab your spoon cold and dig in and get it down. The heaters, yeah, they're nice to have. Maybe you could stack them up and hold on to them, but I don't know what for. Anyway, let's tear into here. Now I'm noticing, okay, we got a little bit of toilet tissue and this gum. I don't know, I've heard stories about this gum. People tell you, do not chew this gum, not out in the field. MREs constipate you, and supposedly this gum is how to counter that, and the gum causes loose bowels, diarrhea. I don't see that as being the case, because the entire reason that an MRE constipates you is so you're not constantly having to go to the bathroom when you're on duty. There's a reason that you go less on an MRE diet, and I don't see them wanting to make you have to be running to the latrine numerous times. It's just counterproductive. Okay, but you do have a very slight amount of toilet tissue here. A little packet of iodized salt, and that's a lot of salt, more than I could think anybody would ever use. Raspberry beverage base type 3. Now some of this stuff I've noticed in some of the MREs is kind of supposed to be like almost a sports drink type of powder, where it's actually fortified and all that kind of stuff. But this basically strikes me as more of just a sugar-free, like Crystal Light type of stuff, to give you something to drink besides water. And you have a moist towelette. You guys that are prior service, you notice what's missing here? No coffee. how in the hell are you going to have an MRE with no coffee in it? That's just completely insane. And better yet, no matches. See, back in my day, every MRE had a book of matches. It was so handy to have that. And this one doesn't even have hot sauce. Remember in our day, guys, some of you private service guys, every single MRE, I don't care what it was, didn't matter what was in it. It came with a little bottle of Tabasco brand Tabasco sauce. It doesn't matter if your main course was banana pudding, it came with hot sauce. It didn't matter what it was, it came with hot sauce. Well, my MRE the other night, the cheese tortellini, it did come with a little packet of some kind of a, like a pepper sauce. Thinking somewhere along the lines of like Frank's Red Hot or something like that. I didn't ever open it. I didn't try it. But I don't know. I'm just not all down for these new MREs. Knowing that you were going to have a fresh book of matches in every one, that was a huge plus. Okay? You don't have that option now. The other one I opened the other day, no matches either. No coffee either. Some hot cocoa. Like I said, powdered chocolate pudding. So you had to add water to that to make it. Which is fine and dandy, but most generally you just don't have time. So that's why that stuff, anything that you have to prepare, usually gets recycled. Because nobody's, say this is my chocolate pudding and it's a powder. Unless you're just going to rip the top off of this and eat it dry, which I did. That's getting recycled or thrown away. You just don't have time for that. Yeah, the MRE that was frozen, I could tell it had been frozen. I intentionally let it freeze because I wanted to see, number one, whether the packaging was still intact. And of course it was. No seals compromised or anything like that. But it does really change the flavor, especially on some things, especially pasta. Pasta is the big one. If it's been a frozen MRE, you'll know it immediately because it's just absolutely disgusting. What the hell? Ice cold Asian style beef and noodles. We're going to tear it open and give it a little try. Hopefully it looks better than the chicken a la king MREs I got back in the day. That looked like a dog threw up in here and they just sealed it up and fed it to you. And I don't know that it does. Take a look at that. Now, if you actually use the chemical heater and heat these up, it's a little better. Here goes nothing. Surprisingly, that's, I mean, other than the fact that it's cold, that's actually not bad. If I took the time to add a little water and throw this in there and heat it up before I open it, I think this one, menu 22 Asian style beef strips with vegetables, I think this would be a winner. Awesome. Basically like eating roast beef. Not bad at all. All right, long video, guys. Didn't mean it for it to be this long, but there's a lot to talk about in here. And thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, you like the video and you want to subscribe to the channel, reach down there in the bottom right hand corner, hit the subscription button for me, ding the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload. Questions, comments, hit me up down below. Consider sharing the video if you want to. Do me a solid, guys. Give me some comments going. I'll reply to you. Thank you, guys. I'll see you all in the next one.